I stopped using my WDD tool. Not because it doesn't work, but because I replaced it with something cheaper, easier to use, and it's not even made for coffee.
It solves a major coffee problem in a surprisingly simple way.
If you enjoy making a good cup of coffee, which I'm guessing you do since you're watching this, unless you just like the channel, either way, you already know the struggle.
You dial in the grind, you weigh the dose, you tamp perfect.
And still, the shot doesn't extract evenly. That's channeling. That was also my biggest problem to overcome after I finished my DIY espresso machine here.
There's already a lot of tools out there trying to fix channeling, with some of them looking more complicated than a Swiss watch.
I even tried to come up with my own solution.
I made a video about that too, but honestly that thing is just
too cumbersome and too complex. But this time around I did my research and I think I found the perfect solution. But you be the judge. I bought two of those devices, one for $17 and one for $24. And it's almost like they made this for coffee specifically. It isn't, but it's almost like they made it for coffee. And it arrived just on time before the snowstorm.
Couldn't have planned it better. Here in the south, snow basically shuts the world down. Milk and bread disappear, roads are empty, nobody moves. Which means I suddenly had some free time. So I tested coffee tools and flew the drone. But now back to espresso.
Let's go ahead and test which one of those two works better. By the way, there's a lot more available. There's a whole assortment of other devices like this. But let's go ahead and test those two.
I also bought a new scale, so before we blame anything else, let's make sure we can trust it. Same beans. Same grind, same dose, same machine. When you pour the coffee into the portafilter, you usually end up with a big pile of coffee. Sure, you could just grab one of those tools and flatten it. And if you want to get real fancy, you can even give it a couple of spins to smooth it out. But even then, you still end up with tiny air pockets between the tamped coffee. It's the same thing when you pour concrete. Air pockets in the concrete weaken it. And guess how they fix it? If you set vibration, and you are correcto, they shake the whole thing. The vibrations make the air rise to the top and everything settles evenly.
With this one I actually added a micro switch so that it automatically comes on when you insert the portafilter. This little gadget has already a switch in there. I'm telling you, it's like it's made for it. Turn it on, turn it off, on, off, on, off. Same with that one. On. It's amazing.
One thing I prefer about the cheaper one, it has suction cups, so it doesn't wander off. But it's almost a little too aggressive. You can spill coffee if you're not careful. If you like tinkering, you can add a speed control and dial it in perfect. But even without any modifications, it does a better job than the WDD tool.
It's exactly the size of the portafilter. It fits perfect on there. It doesn't get better than that.
So let's try this one. I think my coffee grinder is on its last leg. It has trouble starting. It's like a car that won't turn over. So if you enjoy a little suspense every morning when you make your espresso, this is the grinder for you. I guess it really is time to buy a better one. Some coffee dust does fall through, but a simple paper towel underneath and I won't have to clean it. Later on I realized a slightly damp paper towel works better. I do prefer this shaker, mostly because it blends in so well with the rest of the coffee gear. Seriously, this works like a charm. Now, I'm no coffee expert, but that's a fine-looking espresso, and it tastes great.
The only modification I made is I sanded off the name and spray painted over it black. You know, I think it looks better.
Before I tell you what this was actually made for, let me quickly show you how easy it is to clean. Just take the rubber part off. Now you can even see inside, see how it works. Rinse it under water. Dry it and put it back on. So did you figure out what this is for? Well, if you didn't, you might be surprised to hear it's actually made for tattoo artists to mix their colors. It's called a Vortex mixer. It's also used in labs to mix liquids and small vials.
The surprising part is not that this works, it's that it works better than most tools that are designed for this job. Sometimes the best solution already exists. You just have to stay open-minded, maybe a little creative. If you have an even better solution, I would love to hear it, especially if it's under $30. And if you're interested how I built my LED paneled espresso machine, watch this video next.
Thanks for watching. Hope I see you next time.